Good morning, everyone. So for breakfast, I'm making egg bites, and I have my silicone pot or pan here, I guess you could call it, and I have some bacon already made up, and I'm going to just sprinkle some on the bottom. These are like the mock of the Starbucks little egg bites without all the other ingredients. 6 eggs, some shredded cheese, some cottage cheese, and salt and pepper. And just pour them, fill it about halfway. Alright, and then we pop it in the oven for about 20 to 25 minutes until they're done. So I've been working on putting this cabinet together that Sean got me, but we have an issue here. The this last door here is damaged. Alright guys, so I got an update on my cabinet. Ended up going to get the other door, no damage. The boxing looked so much better too when we got it, so that's all together. Little knobs that I'm going to place on them so that we can open them a little easier. This is what the egg bites look like. I'm just popping them right out of the silicone tray here and placing them on another plate. Let them cool. But I recently just switched to a silicone baking sheet, and it is so much easier to get all the stuff out of it. It's pretty much non-stick. And they turn out looking really good. And of course, this last one's going to give me a little trouble. We'll see what Sean thinks about them. This is the first batch of these ones that I have made. He was a little skeptical of cottage cheese being put into them, but I think it makes them a little creamier as well.
So what's all in this?
Cheese, eggs, cottage cheese, and bacon.
I like all of those.
Yeah. What do you think?
Really, really good.
You think so?
Honestly, yeah. Really, really good. Kind of remind you like the Starbucks bites, but they actually have flavor.
Yeah.
Not just bland.
This is actually like a better version of them, I guess, without all the additives and stuff.
No, highly recommend it. On a food scale, for carnivore, I'd say this is probably, because it's got a lot of butter in it, I can taste it. Bacon, I'd say probably a 7.5.
7.5.
Out of 10. Just saying. Not 10. But
so 7.5 out of 10.
7.5.
Okay.
I've been watching too many pizza reviews. 7.5. You know, if the undercarriage was a little bit more crispy, no, I'm just playing.
Yeah, okay. So don't mind the puzzle here. I glued the front of it because Sean and I and the kids, we like to do puzzles and then glue them and put them up in rooms or whatever, or frame them. And
these are good.
Well, so this batch was 6 eggs.
Mm-hmm. Just as 4?
No. That made 12.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
I was about to say, dang.
No, I'm sorry. It made 9. It made 9, sorry. So 6 eggs, some shredded cheese. I think it was about a half a cup of shredded cheese, 1/4 cup of cottage cheese, and then just salt.
Somebody asked on Instagram, I believe it was, what we're doing for breakfast, because they're doing carnivore, but they're having trouble finding breakfast options. A lot of days, I'll just do like 4 dippy eggs and a side of bacon or sausage. Sausage tends to be way higher in calories compared to the bacon per serving. That's one. And then if I'm having a sweet tooth day, because those fillings do come and go, we do what we call a chaffle. So it's basically 4 eggs and a half a cup of cheese. Is that what it is?
Yep.
If I remember correctly.
Mozzarella cheese is what we find to like the best with it.
Yep. Mix it together. Put it in a waffle maker, one of the waffle makers. It'll fluff up nice and big. It'll be about the size of this plate, honestly. Then come in with some sugar-free syrup, butter. Oh, it'll take care of that sweet tooth. No problem. Fill you up. And really, really simple for breakfast. But any of the meats, if you like pork chops, if you like steak for breakfast, you know, any different things, mix it up.
Yeah, I'm guilty of that. I'm like, why do eggs have to be just for breakfast? Yeah. I will eat pork chops, I will eat steak, I will eat anything. I mean, I'm not the biggest egg person, and Sean will agree with that. I don't like eggs
Oh, you're not a big breakfast person.
I'm not. Normally,
I like breakfast.
Normally, I will kind of fast through breakfast, have, just coffee or whatever. But like yesterday, I had 2 pork chops, and I wasn't ashamed of it.
Somebody asked the other day as well, why do we always use paper plates and plastic? We have good stuff for like big dinners. But on a daily basis, we're a family of 4 here, guys. We go in, my nephew lives with us. We go through a lot of silverware. We go through a lot of paper plates. We don't have the room in our kitchen because it's a bit tighter of a kitchen for a dishwasher. So we wash all this stuff by hand. Primarily TQ. Miley has some chores she has to do. I'll hop in there occasionally, but they can stack up very quickly. So we're always on the go. Soccer practice or soccer game here in a little bit. We don't got time to be sitting around here scrubbing on some dishes, so this is just easier for us.
Yeah, so mainly I'll do the dishes and Sean will do laundry.
I do laundry. When I'm working out,
laundry.
That's what I do. When I'm working out, I'll get a set in, I'll go over, throw some laundry in, fold some stuff up, whatever, bring it upstairs. Just, and it gives me the steps going up and down. So, if you're wanting to grow a massive multi-million-dollar lawn care, landscaping, snow removal, hardscaping, whatever kind of company, this is probably not going to be for you. I've never claimed to be that. I'm more of the solo provider, 1, 2, up to I'd say probably like 3 or 4 employees, and that's kind of where I would top out with my expertise. So I'm really good at helping you figure that out and how to grow to get to that level. As of right now, we have 12 commercial properties between snow and lawn care, and that's kind of been our focus since I'd say 2015, and where we found that we can make the most profit and do really well with. So that's what we target. So with that being said, you guys and gals out there are probably going to need to know what are common questions that you're going to be asked if you're going to go into a commercial property, especially for you first timers. I know it can be very stressful. You have no idea what's going to happen or how it's going to go down. So I'm going to kind of give you a quick example, and then we'll kind of hop into what I think is probably going to be the 10 most important questions they're going to ask you, and you could potentially ask them to get the ball moving and get yourself a nice commercial contract. So let's go ahead and hop into it. I go to a commercial property. This is typically how it goes down. I walk into the front desk. I talk to an office person or whoever's in charge of HR or whatever, and I say, hey, I'm Sean with Spencer Lawn Care. Can I give you a free estimate for your lawn care service or snow removal? And kind of get the ball rolling from right there. Typically, it'll be a no. If they say, no, we don't really need lawn care right now, we have somebody, you could say, okay, I noticed that X, Y, and Z wasn't being done. Or, hey, why aren't they trimming or edging this or that? Now, I'm not telling you to talk bad about a company, but if there are legitimate things that aren't being done on a property that you see that should be done as a service for lawn care, snow removal, whatever, these are things that you can kind of point out, because then it gets their ball rolling a little bit, kind of like, oh, well, why isn't that getting done? Or should that be getting done for my, weekly lawn service or something like that? Another big one is they'll try to just kick you down the road. So instantly, no, we don't need anybody. Okay, well, will you be looking for somebody in the springtime, in the fall time, whatever time? That's another question that kind of softens it up a little bit. And a lot of times they'll be like, oh, we're happy with who we have. And that's fine and dandy. I'm not sitting here telling you to be annoying whatsoever. A lot of times I'll follow up with, when are you entertaining bids? And then I'll go ahead and mark that down, okay? So whenever I get back to the truck, whatever, I'll say, hey, X, Y, and Z is entertaining bids in October for the following season. Make sure we stop back here and talk. We talk to Jenny or whatever, for an example. So then what you do is whenever those dates, put them in your calendars. You'll start getting little notifications saying, hey, you need to follow up with this company. I'll follow back up with them. Even if you can't get back there and see them in person, which I highly recommend, at least give them a call. Say, hey, it's Sean with Spencer Lawn Care. I was in your office in the springtime. Just wanted to know if you guys are entertaining new estimates for your lawn care, snow removal, whatever. Let's pretend here a little bit. A commercial company called you back after you did an estimate, and they say, hey, we need you to come in. We want to talk about your estimate and see what we can do here. Sometimes they want to finagle with the price a little bit, see where they can save. Maybe they want to add a service, whatever. These are going to be like my 10 that I run into the most. Yours could be a little bit different, and this isn't saying these are the only questions that may come up during it. There could be surprises. Trust me, I've been hit with some weird stuff before, and yeah, it's always a little bit surprising, but you want to have an answer there where you can come back and give them a legitimate answer. So when I go into a office and we sit down, the first thing I want to do is figure out the lawn size, the layout, and just anything that I may have missed from my initial estimate. An estimate is just really quickly, unless they call you out, this is like you're walking through the door, hey, I'm going to walk your property and give you a rough estimate. So now there could be some surprises there, but your foot's already in the door. So I want to know what's the exact size, the layout of the property. Are there any hidden little areas anywhere? Are there retention ponds that need taken care of that maybe I missed? Just those little details that could come up, and you want to make sure you're taking care of that all right on the spot there before you sign something on the dotted line. So I would say the second question that's going to come up is the specifics of what they want in their lawn service or snow removal. Everything is completely different, but at least find out what they want, okay? You don't want to be out there doing something that they don't give a crap about, okay? If they don't care about, a little bed that's way off in the back corner that nobody's ever going to see that they park a dumpster in front of, they don't care, you shouldn't care. So, it's not a big deal, but you don't want to be out there taking care of that or upping your prices for an hour of trimming something that they don't even want done. So that right there can make you a little more competitive on your pricing as well. But basically you want to find out exactly what the customer wants done and make sure that you're doing exactly what they want done so that you don't get fired for not doing it. Third, and I would say probably the most important that I see newer landscapers, lawn care professionals coming in is the frequency of how often they're going to maintain this property, okay? I highly recommend, especially guys in the springtime, you're mowing at least once a week. When I was down south last year, I heard some of the guys saying they mowed every 3 weeks. I could get bi-weekly down south because the grass types are different. Up here in the Midwest, northern grass types, in the springtime specifically, you have to be mowing every single week. So you need to make sure you're finding out from the customer how often they want you to come. If somebody wants me to come bi-weekly in the springtime, I generally don't even entertain it unless it's like a field mow or something really specific where we can make up and make the money back and do really well there. So find out how often they want you to come. So fourth, I would say is, an estimate is just an estimate, guys. That's all it is. It's an estimate of what you think it's going to cost. Nothing is written in stone until both parties sign on the dotted line. So you're going to be talking about pricing during this entire thing. And the price could go up a little bit from your estimate. The price could come down from your estimate. And that's why you're sitting down with a person that's in charge and figuring out and working through all of these details, okay? So it might come to the point where you need to ask them, what is your specific budget for this job, okay? I'll tell you personally, when we go into any commercial account, we're coming in with the mindset that we're going to mow this property 32 times, okay? So we're gonna have 32 services throughout a season. Now, that can come way down with drought. That can go way up if it's a wet season, and things are growing like crazy. There's been times we've had to mow properties twice in 1 week here in Ohio. We can get 10, 12 inches worth of growth. And for some of our customers that want their lawn to look pristine all the time, they will ask us to come twice a week. Generally throughout the summer, that'll kind of work itself out, but you kind of get what I'm giving you here. 32 services is what in our area we start out with, 32 lawn care services. So coming up with a budget, you can kind of figure that out really quickly sitting down there. Say it's commercial mow that's going to be $750. Okay, just an example. Okay, we're going to do 750 times 32. This is your number. This is your estimate. And this is what we're going to go off of. Now that can come down, like I said, that can go up, like I said. It's going to really depend on Mother Nature and how it works itself out. But you're at least you have an idea of where you're going to fall. So fifth, this is one I like to ask commercial properties. I can generally tell when I pull in, but I still like to ask it, and that is, hey, have you ever had a professional lawn care service, snow removal service before? Because if they have, they know what we're about to talk about and go through probably just as much as you do, okay? Nothing's really going to be a surprise, and everybody kind of knows we're on the same playing field and how this is going to go. So I like to ask right off the rip, have you had a maintenance company before? What did you like about them? What did you not like about them? And take notes in your head, mental notes. Don't be sitting there writing things down, guys, as somebody's talking to you or texting it or noting it. Make mental notes and just keep track of that. And when you get on your own time, go ahead and jot it down. Now, if you want to make a really quick note if something's very, very like, you know, hey, we didn't like that they did this, I'd make sure I highlight that one real quick and in a hurry, but then you want to get back to focusing on whoever you're having the meeting with. You want to make sure you're being very respectful, clean shaven, you know, yeah, I'm a few days out now, but going in and looking professional, nice and clean. Always have business cards with you and, you know, a professional manner. You just never know. Sometimes these guys can come out of the back and they're like welding on stuff. They're very dirty. And then other times they come out, you know, and they have their Gucci bags and, you know, everything else. So you can get all different types of people that are in charge of that. You just never know. So number 6 will kind of blend in with number 2. And this is really, are there any specifics on the property that I need to know about? Special plants. Do you want any kind of mums brought in the fall? Do you want anything planted in the springtime? Really go into the details. Is there irrigation on the property? Do I got to worry about that if we're going to aerate and overseed? Anything like that. I need to know specifics. Are there water main breaks or water main shutoffs in the lawn? You know, because those big metal pieces that they come in and take the lid off and shut off, if you don't know where it is and you go trucking it across there, the grass is 6-8 inches tall, you're going to find it with your mower, and that could have been taken care of in that meeting that you know about. You go out, you jot the property down, go up on Google Earth, you know, take a screenshot, and then, hey, mark it out for your guys or gals. Say, hey, there's a water shutoff right here. Hey, there's a gas line over here, you know, X, Y, and Z. You kind of get what I'm getting at here. But this is just taking care of potential problems that you could end up finding out whenever you could have just asked a simple question and knew exactly where they were. Number 7, and this one, guys and gals, please do not overlook. This one is extremely, extremely important, and that is, when do they want you to come? Okay, this is one of the questions I get asked so much every single year with new guys and gals coming into the industry, because everybody wants to be mowed on Thursday or Friday before the weekend and look absolutely beautiful. You tend to find, though, with commercial properties, guys, they want mowed at the beginning of the week because they want it to look good Monday through Friday. So this isn't for everyone, but a lot of our commercial properties, they ask us to be there. That's why we call it Commercial Monday. Monday, you know, everybody's coming into the office, makes everybody feel good. They can smell fresh grass cut in the air. It just really changes things up and makes everybody a little bit happier and brighter, makes the whole work week a lot better. But for you guys and gals going into it, you might not know that, hey, if Miss Smith calls and she has a residential property, you know, she wants mowed on Friday or Thursday because her and her family are going to be using the backyard or the front yard, whatever, for the weekend. That's where they're going to spend their time. So take these things into mind. Commercials at the beginning of the week, residentials, you know, throughout the end of the week. Now, that doesn't say you have to do it specifically like that. That's just what we found that works best for our company and for our customers. They really like it when the commercial stuff's done at the beginning of the week, residential stuff's done closer to the weekend. Now, it's inevitable, you know, you're going to have customers that don't care regardless, and they just want mowed once a week on the dot. And I can't stress to you guys enough, make sure you show up on those dates. Now, if it's bad weather, you put in your contract, hey, we may be there a day earlier or a day later. Number 8. This one is kind of tricky because everybody wants their lawn mowed a different way. And this even goes into commercial and industrial properties as well, okay? You may go out to a property, I'll give you a quick example, and see it's Kentucky bluegrass. And Kentucky bluegrass is not the same as other grasses down south or, you know, whatever. And they say, I want the grass mowed at 1.5 inches. And you're sitting there and you know for a fact there is absolutely no way you're going to cut Kentucky bluegrass at 1.5 inches and it's going to look good. There's just no way. So it's up to you as a professional to know that when you go in there, hey, this is the proper height of whatever grass types are on the lawn that you know you should be mowing at. So whenever you're talking with them, what are they expecting? Because if they have something that's, you know, you can't do or won't be good for the lawn, you need to hash that out right there on the spot. So whenever you come and mow and you're coming in at 3.5, 3 inches, whatever, and they walk out there and they're like, they didn't even take anything off, it's so tall. trust me, this happens, then you're not getting any surprises there. They can expect what you tell them when you're having this meeting. Hey, you have Kentucky bluegrass, you need to mow it at X, Y, and Z, and that's what we're going to mow it at to make it look the best and provide it its nutrients and proper health so that you have the best looking lawn on the block. And you know right off the rip that it's not going to look like that if you're cutting it that low. It's going to burn out, it's going to go into drought, it's not going to stripe up very well, and it's just going to look poor overall. So little things like that, and that makes you look a lot more professional knowing what you're talking about whenever you're sitting in front of somebody that might not know, okay? A lot of people think they know a lot about lawn care and landscaping and snow removal, but when it comes down to the nitty gritty, they might not know as much as what they think, and that's you as the professional that need to fill them in with that. So number 9, and I like to use this one as well whenever I'm giving estimates, is hey, do you have any concerns? Do you have any issues? Do you have any problems out in your lawn right now or on your parking lot, for snow removal that is happening that you would like to take care of? Because that can kind of get the ball rolling, and it doesn't make you look bad talking bad about anybody else. You're giving them the door and opening the door up to them to say, you know what, I don't like that they do this, or hey, I don't like that they mow like this or trim like this or do that or this. And trust me guys, there's a million things out there that people, they might not say they don't like it, but if you give them the opportunity to say it or open that door, they're more open to fill you in with it. So maybe they don't like that they trim so short when the grass is 4 inches tall and it burns out the edges, or a fence line, maybe somebody trimmed it to the dirt and it just doesn't look real good. And there's a million different things. Maybe they're hitting their fence a little too much with the trimmer line and taking paint off, or around their fence post or mailboxes, or anything. It could be simple as, hey, they don't clean up after themselves when they're done. They mow and trim it, and then they fall short on the cleanup side of it. They drive away, they blew my house all off, but where they were parked in front of my neighbors, when they left, there was all these clumps all over the lawn. And then Steve came across the street and he was yapping at me about my lawn care service. And there's just a whole host of different things there. But make sure you're asking them and opening up that door at least so that you can resolve all of their problems. Because at the end of the day, as a service provider, that's what you're doing. You're solving their problems. You're giving them time back that, initially they would have to put into it to take care of it themselves, especially on the residential side. And my last one, number 10, I can't stress this to you guys and gals enough. Have an open line of communication with your customer. I'm telling you right now, I've seen customers leave a company faster or fire a company faster because that company has no way of communicating, whether that's text, phone calls, emails, it doesn't matter. Even just having a open friendship where, hey, if I'm on the commercial property, they know they can come up to me and approach me and say, hey, we need to take care of this. Hey, this was a problem last week. How do we take care of it? And that is the biggest thing that will get you fired, is not having communication with your customer. And I know this can be an issue, especially for the bigger companies that have multiple employees, because the owner isn't out on the job site like Savannah and myself all the time, and they don't feel as open to talk to the employee, or the employee might not be open to talking to them. They're just there to do a job. They're there to mow, trim, and leave, blow and go. And yeah, sometimes that communication is the most important and can resolve a lot of issues before they even become an issue. Tell the customer, this is my phone number. You have any concerns, anything. I don't care if it's Monday through Sunday, 12 a.m. at night, and you're laying there and you thought about a problem, text me, send me a message, send me an email. I don't care. Give me a call. I'm here to take care of it, and we're going to get it taken care of. So those are my top 10 that you're going to more than likely run into. I'm going to give you some bonuses here that are, these are pretty much must-haves as you walk through the door. As soon as you sit down, the number one thing they're going to say to you is, do you have insurance? Okay? You better have insurance. This is common sense. If you're a professional company and you're going to sit down with a commercial property, you're going to need at least $1 million covers. Most of them are going to require 2 and up. We have some stuff that is very high end and very dangerous, I should say it like that. I won't go into details about that, but they actually require us to carry 5 million and up to 12 million. And that's just because of the property and the, you know, the hazards that are on the properties. And don't get scared about that, but you should know whenever you're sitting down and writing this contract, if they say, hey, we require $7.5 million insurance and you only currently have 1 million, you don't take it as, hey, that's a game killer right there. You say, okay, I'm going to need to phone my insurance. Currently, we have business insurance that's 1 or 2 million, whatever. I will call them to make sure before we sign any paperwork that I can get this coverage and figure out exactly what this is going to cost me, because it is going to cost you a lot more, and you need to make sure you're bringing that into the estimate and before anybody signs on the dotted line. But I can't stress to you guys enough, insurance, 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 and yeah, those are my top tips for you guys and gals. I appreciate you watching the video today. We're going to be mixing the videos up quite a bit. We've had nothing but rain for the last 6 days now. It has poured every single day and been 50, 60 degrees even one day. And yeah, we're doing what we can over here at Spencer Lawn Care to make the channel as exciting and as fun for you guys and gals. So integrating some of the food stuff, some of the diet stuff, shopping stuff, all of that into what we do naturally here on the channel, which is help you guys and gals have a successful small business. It's a lot of fun. Honestly, it makes a lot more fun for us, and not cutting out like any of like the little small details. We're not perfect by any means, never claim to be, and we're just a family that, you know, tries to help other families be better and provide for their family and enjoy life. So hope you guys enjoyed today's video. As always, keep mowing, keep growing, keep making money, boys. We'll talk to you later. TQ out. Peace. Bye-bye.